Okay, back for another showing. This one's on post serial cards. This is the 1961 Tino Francona, who I'm sure is actually Terry Francona's dad, manager of the World Series Red Sox. That's pretty much that year. Great looking cards. A lot of people have these. This is the 62s. Dick Grode, who I have many cards on. He's a great Pittsburgh guy. Then we move on to Clay Dalrymple, 1962 post. You can see it's not in the greatest of shape, but I more care about the looks of the card. This is the 63 version. Matt Keogh, I think Marty Keogh, Matt Keogh's dad, who actually played in the A's organization. Those are all blank backs. Then we move on to some current ones. These are the 1990 cards, post serial. As you can see, Kirby Puckett, they took away all of the licensing, so they airbrushed out a bunch. George Brett, another Hall of Famer. I'm going to start whipping through these pretty quick because I have so many of these cards, but I love them. Ozzie Smith, 3 Hall of Famers in a row. Will Clark was my favorite player at one time, played in the World Series when earthquake happened with Oakland. Jose Canseco. Oral Hershiser. Again, the backs are really sweet cards, facsimile autograph. We know Oral's now doing TV for ESPN. Nolan Ryan, certainly we all know who he is. Again, facsimile, a lot of stats on the back. My favorite player again, Jim Abbott, who's in a couple different sets of this serial stuff, which makes me even happier. Bo Jackson, we know he went on to do both football and baseball. Hip injury ended his career early, unfortunately. Kevin Mitchell had a brother play in the majors. He was a great player for a little while. I think he won the World Series with the 86 Mets. Wade Boggs, Hall of Famer, 3,000 hits. We know about him. Mike Scott, a great pitcher. He had a lot of strikeout years. He was a Cal Ripken Jr. We know Iron Man himself, great card. Pedro Guerrero. I don't know if he ever went on any further. Another Hall of Famer, Robin Yount. And last but not least, Alan Trammell. I heard he's a bench coach on the Cubs now. We move on to Will Clark, the 91 years. Going to start whipping through these pretty fast. I keep saying that, but Jose Canseco, these are the backs of the cards. You can see the facsimile autograph. Vince Coleman, I could show you all of the backs, but I'm just trying to show you the pictures, and since there really is no back picture. Darryl Strawberry, his son DJ's now in the NBA, I almost believe, or he played for a while. Greg Jeffries, who was a great player for a while. Mr. Ken Griffey Jr., 603 homers last night, won the series or game against Washington on it. Bobby Bonilla played with Barry Bonds. And then we move on to Gary Sheffield, who's still playing to this day. He's a relative, I think, of Doc Gooden, I'm pretty sure. Barry Larkin played in the World Series. Nolan Ryan, another one of his cards. Another Jim Abbott. I love these cards. They're all so inexpensive, but yet so hard to obtain and so beautiful a card, even with the airbrushing. Mark Grace, he was a great Cub. Played for a long time in the majors. Another Kevin Mitchell. We spoke about him earlier. Here's a Todd Zeile rookie star. He played with the Rockies for a little while, had a great, long, decent career. George Brett, 3,000, Kansas City, won the World Series. Kirby Puckett. We know he's since deceased. And last but not least, again, Don Mattingly. And now we move on to the 1992 set. I'm going to have to really speed this up because I'm running out of time for all the cards. And these are the backs. They actually do have a picture in the facsimile autograph, so I'll show you the back real quick. Dwight Gooden, who I just spoke about. He was a Cy Young winner. Great picture of him there. Another Kirby Puckett, who was dominating in these years, won the World Series. All of that. Cal Ripken, another card of his. I have lots of his. A great card. We move on to Cecil Fielder, whose son Prince is now playing with Milwaukee. We know he had some issues with the IRS, but other than that, he was a decent player. And Frank Thomas, who joined the 500 Homer Club. Next, moving on to the 93 post-serial, Will Clark. Actually, sorry, there is a picture of him on the back, too. These are what the backs look like. Then we have Eric Karros, star rookie year. He's, I think, doing announcing now for LA. The Ken Griffey Jr., Again, not an expensive card, but a great card. Then we move on to another Cecil Fielder. I am running out of time here. I only got about 4 minutes left to show all of these remaining cards. Gary Sheffield. Darren Dalton, who I had heard, I have a lot of his autographs, went on to have some psych issues. I'm not for sure. I don't know him personally. Nolan Ryan, again, Mr. 5,000 strikeout guy. He owns the no-hitters, 8 of them. Bobby Bonilla, played with again. Then we have, I love the little highlights there, George Brett. Again, we know what he's all about. And another Hall of Famer, Ozzie Smith. Then we move on to the 1994 year, Mike Piazza. He's a certain first ballot Hall of Famer. Don Mattingly, he's still coaching. I guess he had an issue with George Steinbrenner. Juan Gonzalez, who was a great player for quite a while. He has since retired, I believe. Kirby Puckett, another one of him. Love these cards. I have almost the whole set of this year, which is totally awesome. Gary Sheffield with the Marlins. He won that World Series with them. Jack McDowell, Blackjack. He was a musician too, I'm sure. We're up to 6 minutes and I'm flying through these. Mo Vaughn, who played with the Red Sox for quite a while, and a couple other teams. Then we have another Bobby Bonilla. Another Mets cards. You can see here's the first Barry Bonds year that I've got out of the post serials. We know he's got his 760 homers or whatever it is. Barry Larkin, another, should be a Hall of Famer. Tony Gwynn, Hall of Famer. Son's playing now, Tony Gwynn Jr. with Padres, I believe. Then we have Mark Grace, another one I explained earlier, Mr. Cub. Tom Glavine, first ballot Hall of Famer, I believe. Went on to play still to this day with the Mets, but he's injured. Cecil Fielder, we spoke about him. Roberto Alomar, maybe he was a great player, unfortunately remembered for his spitting in the umpire's face, which I heard on the radio last night. Another Lenny Dykstra, Nails, played in that 86 World Series team. Then we have Frank Thomas, explained about his 500 homers. Next, Will Clark, great card. Another decent card, Andres Galarraga, played for a long time. John Olerud, again, these are great names from the past, even though it's the recent past. The Cal Ripken Jr. card. No, Tim Salmon, actually, my Angels, I should have known that. And we have Albert Bell, played for a while, retired early. I think he had an injury, I'm not sure. But here's the Greg Jeffries one. And last but not least out of this year, we have the Jeff Bagwell, Moving on to this year, the Mark McGwire. And we move on back to the Mark McGwire, which I was talking about. The camera screwed up on me. Then we move on to this 2002 year. I love this set. All of the Hall of Famers. Ernie Banks. We had Babe Ruth earlier. Jimmy Fox. Great card. I'm just going to show the fronts. Again, not expensive cards. Willie McCovey, Frank Robinson, Hall of Famer. And then we move on to... This camera's really pissing me off because it's going in and out on its own because I'm not recording except using the computer. So now it's going to kill me in the time. Mike Schmidt and Reggie Jackson. That's all for this year. Then last set of the... Here's the Pedro Martinez out of the 1992 set as well. Mike Piazza, Hall of Famer. Again, his picture's on the back. I'm trying to do this because the camera's screwing up on me. Sammy Sosa, which I can't understand why because it wasn't doing this before, but now it's going out. And Scott Rowland, he's now with Toronto. And then we have the mosaic. Why is this camera doing this? Well, here we go. Back to the Ryan Klesko. I'm just going to end this real quick. Jason Kendall. Because this is killing me, these stupid things. As you can see, it's going in and out. Jason Kendall, and last but not least, Cliff Floyd.